we should maintain atomicity. Okay, maybe after recovering the transaction from the failure. If it is completed, no problem. If it is not completed, you need to verify the atomicity of the transaction. So you need to maintain the atomicity of the transaction. Okay, and the whatever the corrective actions we need to perform, we need to do those things. Okay. So first of all, we will identify what is the meaning of this recovery. Okay. And how you are maintaining the atomicity. What is the various schemes we are having. Okay. In case of the failures. Okay. After recovering a transaction from the failure, how to check whether all operations are completed or not. If it is completed, no problem at all. If it is not completed, then because we are maintaining so many transactions at the same time, we need to check whether any transaction is without completing its intended operations fail. Not only one transaction, maybe more than one transaction also may fail during that particular period. Then how to recover those transactions. Okay, how to maintain the database in a consistent way. Okay, the only thing is we need to maintain atomicity, which is nothing but either all operation must finish or none. Okay, right. So the matter will come here, the modifying the database without ensuring that the transaction will commit with modifying the database without ensuring the transaction will commit may leave the database in inconsistent state. So the thing last statement must be a commit. Last statement must be a commit in any transaction. The commit is indicating all operations are over. You can make modifications from RAM to hard disk. Okay, or we call there is some storage called as stable store. Stable store. We'll come to the particular topic. What is the meaning of stable store? Okay. There too, we need to finally modify the database. But before modifying the database, we need to ensure whether the transaction is committed or not. Okay, right. So we are having our previous standard operation, transferring an amount from $50 from account A to account B. What is our goal? To perform all database modifications by TI. Okay, or none at all. Okay, not only this TI, several output operation may be required for the TI. It may change variable A, it may change variable B. A failure may occur after one of these modifications have been made, but before all of them are made. Okay, that means you modified A, okay, but you are not modified B. Okay. So that is the problems. We at any condition, at any case, our operations must finish all, or we need to ensure none is executed. None is executed. Okay. So we are trying to execute either both A and B together, or we are ensuring neither A is executed nor B is executed. Clear? Right. So to ensure this atomicity despite failures, even though whatever the number of failures it may occur, it may come to single failure, multiple failures. We are having the different types of failures. Okay. What we are doing is first output information describing the modifications to a stable storage without modifying to the database. Whatever the atomicity despite whatever the failures, what we are doing, all the partial modifications we are storing to the stable storage. Okay, before modifying the database. I will explain what is the meaning of stable store. On brief, a stable store is the area we are assuming it may fail all hard disks or anything, RAMs or any other thing. Your data is going to be safe at somewhere. Your data is going to be safe at somewhere, definitely. If you are giving some assurance, you copy multiple copies, multiple places, multiple hard disks, okay? Ensure at least one place you are going to get your data. Ensure you are going to get your data at least one place. Give a confident you can retrieve your data from at least from one place. Okay, such storage system we call it as a stable storage. Okay, so what simply we are saying is, say for example, you are going to copy your the same copy in two hard disks in your system. Say for example, if any case one hard disk is failed, your data is available on other hard disk. So for example, your complete system is burned out. Two hard disks are also gone. Then we are having a scheme. Copy one piece of information in this local system, one piece of information at a remote system. Okay. If any fatal errors occur to your local system, data will be available in the remote system. Okay. That is called as the stable store. Okay, I will explain once again the particular part later when the topic comes. But stable store is ensuring us data is going to, whatever the modifications, the even partial modifications, is going to be safe at some place. Not it is a database, be careful. Database is different, stable storage is different. Okay, all these are the partial modifications. Once you are finishing all these things, your final modifications, we are doing it at your original database in the hard disk. Clear? Right. So stable storage is a little bit more than your RAM. Right. So whenever you want to recover this data, in case of any failure occurs, in case of any failures, okay, in what way you can recover is, you are having the two approaches, log-based recovery and shadow paging. Log-based recovery, shadow paging. Okay. These are two approaches. We are going to study this. What is the meaning of log-based? That is the reason a couple of times I referred, you are having logs. In the log, we are maintaining all the sequence of modifications. Okay. It is like a notepad. Whatever you are doing, you are writing in the notepad. Okay, right. So initially, once again, here you can assume all the transactions are running serially. Okay, it need not that concurrent executions are different. This is different. Here we are verifying whether any failure occurs in between transaction. Clear? So we hope we assume that transactions are executing serially. Even after the serial transactions, you are placing this particular thing. Later we can identify the concurrent transactions also. Okay. So the recovery algorithms, whatever we are having, all the recovery algorithms are techniques. Okay. Main aim is to ensure database consistency. By not allowing partial transactions, maintaining the transaction atomicity and durability. Transaction atomicity means either all operations in the transaction will execute or none. What is the meaning of durability? Once the transaction is finished, despite of any failures, you may get back your original database, your original transaction output. Okay. What is the meaning of consistency? Maintaining, okay, the same values, okay, reliable values all the time. Okay, right. That is the focus of this particular topics. So recovery algorithms, okay, having two parts. What actions taken during the normal transaction processing action taking during the normal transaction processing, whatever these algorithms, it has to maintain some data. So actions taken during the normal transaction to ensure enough information exists to recover from the failures. What it is meaning? Whether failure occurs or not. Let we assume there may be a failure may occur. Okay, so that before failure, you want to save enough information. We need to save enough information on some stable store where you can get back those data later, which can help to recover from the failure, which can help us to recover from the failure. అంటే ఏమిటి? ఒక ఫెయిల్యూర్ ఏదైనా వస్తే ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ ఎలా రికవర్ చేసుకోవాలో దానికి కావాల్సిన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అంతా ఓకే ఎక్కడో ఒక సేబుల్ స్టోర్లో 1 by 1 కాపీ చేసుకుంటూ రాస్తాం. లైక్ ద వే వీ రైట్ ఎ డైరీ, సే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. Later, some days later, you may review. Okay, the diary containing probably all day-to-day activities information, whatever you are doing at the end of the day. Like here also, all operation, whether it is a small operation, big operation, arithmetic operation, or any other operation, it will save somewhere. So that enough information, that enough information will help us to recover from the failure. Okay, right. Once you are getting the enough information on some stable store, in case a failure occur, in order to recover from the failure, okay, it identifies what actions to be taken after a failure to recover the database content to a state that ensures atomicity, consistency and durability. అంటే ఒకసారి ఫెయిల్యూర్ నుంచి రికవర్ అయిన తర్వాత డేటాబేస్ ఒక నోన్ స్టేట్, ఓకే, నోన్ స్టేట్ అంటే ఏ టైం వరకు డేటాబేస్ కరెక్ట్గా ఉందో అటువంటి ఒక టైం వరకు, ఓకే, it will retrieve, okay. Right. So by checking the atomicity, whether it completes all the previous transactions, and consistency and durability, the recovery algorithms restores the database to a known state, okay, known healthy state. Even sometimes we are identifying if you are our computer or that lab, whether it is a laptop or desktop, sometimes any fatal error occurs. It asks us whether it can be saved to restored to a previous state. Okay, even Word document also. Okay, then we are choosing the particular option and restoring the data contents to a previous known state. Right. Now we are having a couple of ways how to recover the database. Okay, lot of techniques we are having. For all these particular techniques, we are using some log-based recovery. Okay, what is the meaning of log-based? A log-base is nothing but a file. It is a file. Okay, that file is nothing but sequence of log records. The log file is nothing but it contains a sequence of log records. What is the meaning of record? Like our database table, a fixed set of columns. Each and every column is indicating some data. Here also it contains records, okay, but log records, a set of records. As you are storing the set of records in a file, we call it as a log records. Okay, logbook. Okay, that logbook is containing set of log records. Right? Be careful. This log file is going to be kept on stable storage. What is the meaning of stable storage? Let everything may vanish, but you can retrieve this stable storage. a confident area where you can store the data, the possibly practically, okay, or at least theoretically, that particular storage area never fails. Theoretically, the particular storage area never fails. Okay, right. So a log is a sequence of log records. Okay, అంటే ఒక బుక్ లో ఎలాగైతే లైన్స్ అయితే ఉంటాయో, బట్ ఈ లైన్స్ అన్ని కూడా ఒక రికార్డ్ ఫామ్ లో ఒక ఫిక్స్డ్ సెట్ ఆఫ్ కాలమ్స్ లో ఉంటాయి. సో a sequence of log records and maintains a record of update activities on the database. Not all. It maintains a record of update activities on the database. Modify in the what is the previous value, what is the latest value. It maintains. Whenever it modifies any value, it immediately in the log book identifies when it is modified, who modified it is, what is the previous value, what is the next value. Okay, so the thing is, whenever a transaction starts, whenever you are executing something in the intention of to make some modifications to the database, a probable modifications to the database, and the database a transaction start chesina, okay, we are assuming you are going to write something on the database. Okay, but so whenever you start any transaction, say for example, I may log in into my bank account, I may log in into my bank account, I may start the transaction for fund transfer from my account to some other's account. అంటే నేను ఎక్కడో ఏదో ఆపరేషన్ చేయడానికి మొదలు చేస్తున్నాను. Clear? My operation may involve modifications to the database. My transaction may involve modifications to the database. So immediately database, what it do? It creates a log record within the angle brackets. Look, you are having TA start. Okay, you call it as a log record, one small log record. What it is indicating, this is going to be copied into that logbook. It is going to be copied in the logbook, or simply say log. What it is indicating, transaction TA is started. Transaction TA is started. Okay, probably it also maintains the time and other things. Okay, right. In the transaction, as part of the transaction, if the transaction is executing, some write operation or some modification operation on data item X. Okay, అంటే ఒక వేరియబుల్ X అనేది మోడిఫై చేయడానికి స్టార్ట్ చేసింది. Okay, transaction is going to execute some write operation, okay, where it is modifying the value of X. Then immediately it writes this intention, this modification is doing somewhere. Okay, but database simultaneously what it do? It records this activity as indicating TA is going to modify value of X in the log, as a log record, What is the log record? It is containing the 4 values. Okay, what is the 4 values is indicating? TA is the transaction whatever we started. Okay, X is nothing but the value you are going to modify, the variable you are going to modify. Then V1 is nothing but value of the variable X before this modification or before the write. What is the meaning of V1? It is nothing but value of X before the modification or write. Then it is also copying value of X after modification. Okay, so that means it is going to, whenever it is, unlike directly copying into variables, it is maintaining some information. TI is modifying the value X, but value before modification is V1, value after modification is V2. Say here we are identifying not only the present value of the variable X, but also we are maintaining the previous value. That is the new thing you are learning. Till now, whatever the variables, whenever you are making any modifications, till now, as part of any of the programming languages, if you are making any modifications to any variable, automatically after that we can't retrieve the previous value. You can't retrieve the previous value, okay, because it is overwriting. It is being overwriting, okay. But before writing here, you are maintaining all this information in the log file as log record. What is this log record is telling us? This log record is informing there is a transaction TI is going to modify or is modified the variable X, is modified the variable X. V1 is the value before modification. V2 is the value after modification. V2 is the value after modification. Okay, right. So the log record notes that TI has performed a write on data, maybe on set of values Xi, Xj, okay, or Xi or Xj, okay, and indicating Xi has a value V1 before the modification and Xi has a value V2 after modification. Be careful, okay. So remaining everything is based on this particular small thing. Once the TI is finished, its last statement, when the transaction is moving into partially committed, when the transaction is moving into the partially committed, when you are saying the transaction is in the partially committed state, when it is executing all operations in the transaction, okay. But how the system will know whether it is reached, whether it is finished the last statement or not? Once it is finishing all the available transaction, it informs to insert a special log record, okay, a special log record, log record called as TI commit, okay, okay, TI commit is written, clear. So once, as it is the indication that in the transaction, in the transaction it is the indication, last statement, TI commit, whenever if the TI commit is copied onto the log file, TI commit is copied onto the log file, then you can say the TI is successfully completed its operation. The TI is successfully completed its operation. It is starting from TI start, indicating just now the transaction is started. Whenever whatever the modifications it is doing to the transaction, it is including log records TI X V1 V2, indicating TI is modifying the value X, V1 is the previous value, V2 is the latest value, okay. It may include any number of this one. Once it is finished all the last statement, once it is finished its last statement, TI commit will be entered or into the log record, in the log file, okay. The log record TI commit will be copied or written into the log, okay. So like for the C program, open brush is nothing but TI start, close brush is nothing but TI commit, okay. So whenever we are seeing the log, that logbook, if you found any log record like TI start, you can assume one transaction is started, and once you identify the after this TI start, once you identify TA commit statement, we can assume the transaction is successfully executed. Everything. It is in the partial committed state. Okay. So later we can copy the data, whatever we saved on the stable store, onto the hard disk in order to maintain the atomicity. So for example, we identified only TA start. We identified only TA start in the particular logbook. We are not identified TA commit. Okay, we not identified there afterwards. We are not identified TA commit. What it is indicating? The transaction is not executed successfully. After recovery, all this. Okay, if you are identifying the log, you identify TA start, but you are not identified TA commit. It indicates transaction TA is started, but not successfully completed, not in the partially committed state. It was in the failed state. So we need to use some recovery techniques. Okay, right. So we are verifying the TA start, TA commit, and once again assume all the log records are written directly to the stable storage. All log records are written directly to the stable storage. Okay, all the log records are saved in the stable storage. Once the log record is written somewhere, it will be available permanently. Okay, until unless we physically remove. Okay, right. So, okay, we are writing the logs, but when you are going to write into the database, these logs are indicating if you are identifying TA start and TA commit, you are identifying all the operations are successfully finished. You identified only TA start, you are not identified TA commit, then you can say the transaction is not successfully finished. We need to roll back to the previous stage. Okay, if you are identified TA commit, then you can store whatever the data on the log files into our original hard disk. Okay, but when we need to do, we are going to get lot of log records one by one. Whether the transaction may take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, whatever it may be, or it may finish within a couple of seconds. Even within second also, it may write thousands of records. Okay, but what is the time? What is the time you are identifying to copy from log records into the hard disk? We are having the two approaches: deferred database modification and immediate database modifications. Okay, be careful. These terms we need to remember. Be careful. We need to remember these terms. One is called as deferred database modification. Other is immediate database modification. Deferred database modification is, I will explain once again. Deferred database modification means you are going to wait till some certain amount of time or completion of the hard disk or completion of the transactions. Okay, then you are going to copy all the whatever the data available on the log files onto the hard disks. Otherwise, whatever your writes onto the stable storages, even you can immediately copy onto the hard disks also. Okay, but not immediate, not each and every operation, but regular intervals. Okay, so these two scripts I will explain you in the coming classes. Clear? So once again, whenever you are executing the transactions, all intermediate operations will be or must be saved somewhere. Okay, then only you can identify if any failure occurs, then only you can identify up to what extent you did this operations. For it, we are using log files in the one scheme. In the log file, we are having the number of log records. The log records are recording each and every modification, okay, supposed to be on the hard disk. So the thing is here, if you are maintaining the log records, you need not copy each and every operation. So variable X may be in the same transaction may modify 10 times. Why all the 10 modifications you need to copy onto the hard disk? Why can't directly you can maintain, we can modify the 10th value directly onto the hard disk so that you can save 9 modifications to the hard disk. Okay, right, that is the meaning of deferred database modification or immediate database modification. Okay, right. So we are going to see this, what is the meaning of deferred database modification, how it is identifies TA star, TA commits and other values. Okay, right. If you are having any doubts in this particular part, you can ask me, or otherwise you can give your attendance. Okay, be careful, the log files, log records, these schemes are very, very, very important as part of the examination and interviews. Clear?